Welcome to the Rishi Stronghold, the latest addition to Star Wars The Old Republic's personal housing options. With an unlock cost of 2.5 million credits just to unlock the first area, the Rishi Stronghold is by no means cheap, but it is comparable to other expensive strongholds and has the same starter cost as Yavin 4 or Tatooine. As you can see, as I'm just stepping into this stronghold, this entire area came with the initial unlock cost, and the Rishi Stronghold has been directly designed with player versus player combat in mind. Every detail in this stronghold is purely for that, but it's a lot of fun even for players who just want to decorate. As you can see, I've entered to an upper area where it's kind of like an observation deck for the area down below. Down below is an area where players can... It's perfect for player versus player combat duels, just one versus one especially. You can have anyone who wants to watch come up top, and then you can lock everyone else downstairs inside the mini arena, so no one else can interfere with their battle. It's just a perfect little area. Could be really fun for role players too who want to simulate trapping their enemies inside the gates, or maybe sometimes their friends. And there is a ton of different gates to lock people in and out of. You could have different combatants start in different areas, or it can just be a useful way to get around to the different parts of the stronghold and lock people in and out of them. Once you go down from the first starting area, there is your beautiful private beach. And the beach was the most requested feature when players heard that the new stronghold would be on Rishi. Please, 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 BioWare, give us a beach. And they did. They absolutely did. If you can hear it, the waves crashing into the shore are a very, very pleasant sound, and they're very unique to this specific area. You've got the brown beach sand of Rishi, pretty distinctive. You've got all the beautiful flora, and even a little bit of fauna, as we're just about to see. This little guy has been nicknamed Speedy. He is actually a cartel market pet, but apparently players enjoyed his presence so much that they put him into this stronghold as a little freebie. On the beach, you can always place a giant starship, your landing pad, or of course you can break it down into smaller hooks and place some smaller objects on your beach, or leave it pristine as you want it to be. On the beach, there's also a cute little secret cave area that I almost missed when I was first exploring this stronghold. And it, once again, comes with the base price of the stronghold. And it's just a really cool, very Rishi style hidden room. It looks like a crashed ship has crashed into a cave and you're in one specific part of it. And I really like the design that they put into Rishi. Obviously players really wanted that beautiful beach, the exotic location, but they really took a hold of the idea of Rishi being a true smuggler's paradise. And Rishi was first introduced to Star Wars The Old Republic in the Shadow of Revan expansion, but it's existed in the expanded universe for far, far longer than this game has even been out. And it's been really cool to see them tap into that lore as well as tapping into the lore that they introduced with the game. You'll see all kinds of elements of crashed starships, smuggler elements, pirate elements. It's really a smuggler's paradise. So now we're going to get into the area that is the next unlock, and it is quite expensive. It is 2 million credits to unlock the next area. Now, if you're just looking for a smuggler's hideout and you're not worried about the super secret ship we'll see later, this will be the unlock you want to save up for. It's not just this room, this is just kind of like a holding area, but it unlocks a whole huge portion of the stronghold, and that would be more than enough for most players who are looking for their vacation getaway. And once again, this is really the smuggler's paradise. This is not going to be the sandy beaches of Corellia. There's not a lot of gold going on here. There's not a lot of glitz and glam. It's very kind of cobbled together. Lots of wooden elements, lots of bits and pieces from different starships or machines that have been pressed together to make something that kind of appears to be a building. I believe they're actually called structures in the description of this stronghold, not even quite rooms or buildings. And this is one of the few rooms on land that you can unlock. It costs 825,000 credits. Not cheap, but not horribly expensive either. And it's just a small indoors area. There's only one other like it. So if you're looking for some actual rooms to decorate, for example, you want some bedrooms, you want some housing, you want a secret hideout that can't be seen while landing, this would be the kind of place you would put it. And it also has kind of definitely a hidden feeling to it, because even the doors are a little hard to spot because half the place looks like it's junk. You're going to see a lot of other doors as we travel around this area, but most of them are just for decoration. The ones that you can actually enter will either have a red glowing dot on them, which means you can pay to unlock them, or a green one, which means you can go right inside. And it's just such a neat layout compared to a lot of the other strongholds. The very first strongholds, the player housing that they released in the game, was extremely formulaic, I guess you could say. It was kind of like boxes and squares stuck to each other. They were meant to be apartments. Obviously, apartments don't always have the most exciting layouts, but in the Rishi Stronghold, I feel like this one has been the most organic feeling in terms of its shape and size, and it has multiple layers, and none of them feel like you're just going up and down an elevator where you're clicking a button. You can actually do a lot of climbing. So this could be really fun for anyone who wants to create an actual environment to roleplay in, or of course anyone who wants to have some more realistic duels. Right now, a lot of the way player versus player duels are done, they're done in a very flat, safe kind of area where everyone's kind of on an even foot, and there's enough room to play in. A lot of the strongholds are a bit cramped, the earlier ones especially. But Yavin, you could be dueling all over the place. You could be pushing your buddy off the different ramps, off of the different platforms, running up and down the different levels, trying to get the high ground. And we'll be going back and checking out that second room here, if I can find it. I found myself getting lost fairly easily in this stronghold, just sheerly because of its size. By far, it seems to be the biggest stronghold in the entire game, like hands down, very easy. I was jokingly saying it was maybe bigger than even some of the smaller planets that we've seen in the game. And here's that second room. It's 825,000 credits, and it's nicknamed the Sun Room, and you'll see why in just a second. Oh, look at that beautiful ceiling. You can even see these beautiful shafts of light coming down from up top. There's even some little tiny fireflies up there if you can see them. I really, really like this room, and also the shadows on the ground I really like. They kind of look like fir trees, coniferous trees, and you should be able to see them if you have a good enough shadow setting on. I really like this room. I'm really looking forward to decorating that one. I haven't decided at all what my Rishi Stronghold is going to be. I'm probably going to go with a vacation getaway. I have a feeling a lot of other people are going to as well. So this is all from the second unlock, that 2 million credits. And now we're going to head back to where we started, actually. Got something fun to show you. And like I said, this is the arena area. Just one more time, there is a ton of doors. I believe there's 4 different ones that you can slam the gates closed on people, so you could have 4 teams or just easy access to any of the doors. And here's where something very fun they added to the Stronghold is going to come up. The developers in the game really do enjoy adding the little tiny details to explore and find, as we've seen in one of the most recent story additions to the game. There's these cool treasures that you can go find, and in the end you get a really cool reward if you find them all during the flashpoint. That's the Anathema conspiracy, which is the latest flashpoint. And they've added that once again with the cute little turtle, the hidden cave, and here's the third one. Now, I wasn't able to get it to happen on this video, but I saw a friend trigger this little hidden element, and instead of finding a magical treasure chest that gives you, well, nothing, it seems to be just for fun, they actually exploded and died, and I laughed so hard. I was like, what happened? What's going on? So they're lying dead on the ground, and I clicked it, and I also got a treasure. So this seems something fun you can invite your friends over to come and see, like, go find the hidden treasure. If you're trying to find it, it is on the tiny island. And yes, you can travel to the island as well as decorate the island. That is right off the large platform where you load into the stronghold. So now we're going to show you something that is also going to be a bit of a surprise. I'd heard before this came out there was going to be a Rishi Stronghold. This is way beyond what I was expecting. I was just expecting a stronghold kind of slapped on a beach and call it a day. But this is where they really went above and beyond what I was expecting. This is only half the stronghold. Everything that we've seen down here is really only a taste of what the Rishi Stronghold is. And the next unlock is quite expensive, but very, very cool. It costs 1.5 million credits, and it's the patrol carrier unlock. It's right beside where you load in. You can't walk to it. You can only pay for the unlock and take the speeder, which, as you can see, we're going pretty high. We're actually going up into the atmosphere. No, we're not going to the atmosphere. We're just going up higher. And this, if you are familiar, this is the ship from the Ravagers operation. The Ravagers operation is a 8 to 16 man group piece of content that also came out with Shadow of Revan. And on the ship you had to go fight the pirates, the evil pirates who tricked you into coming. And on the ship you're fighting the final boss of the operation, but in the Stronghold version you get to decorate it. And it has a very similar layout to the inside of the actual ship from the operation, where you fight Cortani, where you fight the Wookiee. This is absolutely perfect for anyone who's been requesting to have some type of stronghold that's similar to a ship. I know lots of people have been trying to make do with their personal strongholds using the Umbara train stronghold, maybe the Coruscant or Dromund Kaas apartments with a whole bunch of tech decorations. And we just passed something that's super cool, but I want to show you last. This is 600,000 credits. It's a training room, and this is something also very interesting and cool that they added. As you can see, once I unlock this room, I have access to arena controls, and there's Warzone training, Operation training, and Healing training, which is actually new to the game, period. And we now have a combat dummy in Strongholds. This is something players have been requesting since day one. If you're not familiar, a training dummy is a non-player character that you can attack and practice your skills on. Players often use it to practice using their skills at the right time, their combat priorities, their rotation, and it's a good way to practice before you're going into the hectic craziness of an actual combat fight, for example, a operation or a master mode flashpoint, or heck, even PvP. There never was a healing dummy available though, so we got a super bonus when it comes to this stronghold. You have Warzone training, Operation training, and apparently healing training now. Cool. There is a bunch of smaller doors. This one's 825,000. It's the port quarters, just teeny tiny room. On a real life ship, it would be where your crew lives. If you want, you could put the bunk beds in there, or of course, put whatever the heck you want there. You want to put a spa in there, you put a spa. Once again, same price, 825,000. Captain's quarters, slightly larger, but no windows in sight, sorry. We are going to have a very beautiful view coming up, so if you're willing to sleep in the open air, don't worry. There's a real big window up top. Now this is the room that I really think is cool for players who wanted a ship that's smaller than the guild flagships and a little more accessible, since this is available for individual players. This is so cool. It has all the bits and pieces from the Cortani fight, all the different computers and technical stuff, and the right shape for a ship's bridge. So, for those of you who wanted a personal ship, This is probably the closest we're ever gonna get, and it's very decoratable, tons of hooks, tons of space to set it up just how you like it, and there's a whole bunch of large computer style decorations, so I'm sure you'll be able to make it a little less roomy really easily and make it more like an actual ship with different areas of command. Just another room, and that's it for the teeny tiny rooms. Now we're gonna go to the coolest part of this whole dang stronghold. This is the Skydeck, and it costs 2.6 million credits. It is the most expensive part of the stronghold. It's even more expensive than unlocking it in the first place. Once you unlock it, you can take the elevator to the top of the ship. And for those of you who have played that Ravager's Operation, this is where you fight Master and Blaster on the deck of the ship. And it is so cool. There is also a ton of hooks up here. There's lots of space to put whatever trophies or decorations or centerpieces that you want up here. But what the real attraction of this stronghold is the dueling area in here. And it's not just a dueling area like we saw downstairs. It actually has a bunch of unique features. First, let me show off what exactly it looks like down here, and then I'll show you how it works. There's 2 platforms off on the side, only become accessible when you turn on some of the controls. There isn't as many hooks down here as I would have liked, but there are quite a few, and there is this very special hook in the middle. This is not a centerpiece or a rug hook. This is called a hook, Skydeck Arena, and there's only one decoration that fits there. It's called the Large Training Arena. We assume more will come over time, but this one decoration, it costs 6 universal prefab MK4s. It is a crafted item, and it's a new type of crafting as well. The last tier we had before was MK3 prefabs for making decorations. So I believe if you have a level 500 crafting skill or higher, you can go visit your crafting trainer and actually pick these schematics up. They're the ones with a gold border on them. And don't worry, they seem with the materials fairly expensive to make, but it's nothing compared to like crafting endgame gear or anything like that. You should be able to make a couple at least, and there's a whole bunch more different decorations there as well. Now, what I've done is I've just pressed the button and I ran inside. I chose the hut ball option, but I didn't choose a team beforehand, so now I'm actually in the middle of a hut ball match, but I can't actually participate. So if you want to set up a hut ball match between your friends, you will have them run inside these gates while they're still open, have them each choose a color. There's going to be the frog dogs are the yellow ones and the rotworms are the purple ones. Maybe split them up evenly if you can. You might have to tell people what to do and hey, you're on the wrong team, get over there. And anytime you want to end it, there's that button. So what I did is I ended it, I chose a color for my team now. And now I can actually start the scenario. Maybe Bob, Susie, and all my other friends have gone and pressed their colors as well. And once it starts, it'll teleport you up here on your team's side. It actually has a fun little animation. It does the flourish emote for you while you load up here. Of course, the flourish emote is still broken. Wee. And much like a real PvP match, it will do the countdown. Ah, here we go. Here's the flourish a little closer. It's really cool. It's different for each character. This is specifically for characters that have a blaster rifle. Once the timer's finished and the gates are down, you can head inside and go grab that hut ball just like a normal match. For some reason, you're allowed to use speeders. I'm assuming this might be something that's changed in the future. I'm not sure. And you can throw the hut ball just like a normal match. If I had a teammate, I could toss it over to them. And I'm a rotworm right now, so I'm purple and I'm heading over to the yellow side, the frog dogs. And I am just about to score. Look at me go. No opposition. Woohoo! And so let's go turn this off and I'll show you the other configuration that you can set this large arena to. And it even keeps score for you. As you can see, there's a big 1 symbol up there, which means I scored a point. Pretty simple. Now, the other configuration still uses the 2 different teams, the purple and the yellow. Even if you choose Team Deathmatch, you want to get your friends to come inside first, have them pick their colors, and then start it. So I'm still on purple this time. and I'm going to be against yellow. If I had some friends, they would be on the other side. And team deathmatch is pretty simple. Try and kill people before they kill you. And I believe it racks up to a certain number. So this is, let's say a teammate killed me, which I'm simulating right now. I somehow accidentally died twice in a row. Not quite sure how that happened. P.S. if you jump off the sides, it will auto-kill you. And if you take a look at the yellow board on the left there, the other team got 2 points for killing me twice. So it's very cool, it's really dynamic, it seems to actually work. It's going to need a little tweaking. For example, we were trying to figure out who could and could not end the scenario, and it kind of seemed like anybody could end it at any time. So you kind of want to make sure for the moment that only people you know who won't troll the scenario will come play. So it might be a little difficult to have random people come watch, make sure they agree to and know not to press the buttons or they might mess it up, and make sure not to have anybody inside who's not going to be part of the match, because if they don't choose a team, they seem to be a hostile enemy to both teams and kind of get in the way. Unfortunately, there's not the best viewing area. I thought there would be some type of button you could press and you could watch the match, but nope, you just watch it through the yellow screen. And that is the beautiful and very interesting Rishi Stronghold. I hope you guys enjoyed this walkthrough. It's very cool that they did something so incredibly different, and the developers seem to have put a lot of love and attention into this stronghold. It is by no means rushed as far as I can tell, and it is by no means just a slap a structure on a beach kind of stronghold. So I'm very proud of what they made, and I hope you get to enjoy it. I'll see you guys later, and hopefully we'll check out those new decorations soon.